section, which is Diary of a Gummy Bear. Yes, that's right. So for all those who don't know, in Amazon there is a very special place. A very special place about gummy bears, or a very, very special set of gummy bears. They are sugar-free and they have a very distinct side effect. So I thought I would share with you some stories from these individuals. Maybe every other couple of weeks. It might be a bit too much to handle each week. But anyway, I would like to read you the story of Nicole. And this reads as the following. One of our beloved physicians brought a bag of gummy bears to work to share with the staff one night. Not realizing they were the famous, dreaded, sugar-free gummy bears, multiple staff throughout the shift grabbed a handful of gummies while passing by, and each of their own near-miss stories. But this is mine. The next morning, I had to run an errand about an hour and a half from my house. On the drive home, a curvy back road, my stomach suddenly begins to cramp, and I feel the immediate urge to empty my bowels. Frantic, I realize I'm not going to make it home. I start searching for a place to pull over. The end of a gate-logged road, perhaps. I'm speeding along, arching my back, practicing llama breathing techniques, anything to stall the inevitable. I pass the first turn off as I share a parked at the end and keep searching with sweat pouring down my forehead and bubbling noises in my gut that drown out the heavy metal on the stereo. Finally, I spot the end of a brushy trail and whip my truck sideways, thrusting the driver's side door open and leaping from the seat to scurry around to the other side. I turn around with fingers in the waistband, about to drop trowel, and look up to my horror, realizing it is indeed the end of a driveway, and the folks outside are staring downward towards me, probably wondering what this crazy individual is about to do. For several moments I seriously considered just completing the task and running away, but I couldn't imagine my parents seeing the cell phone video of myself on social media later in the day. I scurried back around the truck, and halfway there, my ability to hold the hot lava flow of liquid stool from making a hasty exit out of my spasming rectum was lost. I crapped my pants right there on the side of the road, standing next to my truck. My bowels cramped up and I expelled every drop of liquid from my body. At that point, I'm now standing there with leggings full of hot liquid stool running into my shoes and debating on what the next best course of action should be. Of course, I had no extra clothes or any towels on the truck. What do? Do I call someone? Do I drive home the remaining 20 minutes? After a few minutes of self-reflection, I decided to strip off the shirt and lay them on the seat of my truck and get inside. It was a rather uncomfortable drive home, with the windows all down and skin burning the back of my legs and buttocks. It was one of the longest 20-minute periods of my life I've experienced in my entire life. I alternated between crying and laughing at the situation and checking the speedometer like a paranoid drunk, thinking I can't possibly get pulled over right now, because what would I say? Yes, officer, I crapped my pants. That's what the smell is. Tears streaming down my face, I finally arrive home, screeching to a halt in the driveway in the front of the open automatic garage door. I triggered as I was drifting the curve onto my road. Holding the bottoms of my leg pants closed tight, I awkwardly staggered into my house and immediately into the shower, fully clothed. And that is the diary of a gummy bear this week.
Can I just say, I didn't know these existed until you mentioned this, and I've made the mistake of Googling Gummy Bear Amazon review, and I now know what I'm going to be doing this weekend.
Yes.
Just reading these.
There's
the Gummy Bear cleanse.
Also look up the banana cutter on Amazon.
God.
That is fucking the banana cutter that saved my marriage is probably my favorite of all of those. But this
I can only imagine.
Dude, take off a shoe, use a sock.
Yeah.
You just right up and then you can throw the sock away and you haven't ruined a shirt. You just have like a lone sock.
Yeah,
Well.
you just use the shells, and we get that really disturbing image of how the shells work. We get to do that again.
That the world was destroyed with a bag of sugar-free gummy bears. This is the real truth that no one wanted to hear. Anyway, thank you. Thank you for listening to our little story.
Name Q?
No, he was not Q, and there were no bakers. There certainly were no loaves in that one. So